Well, welcome everybody. My name is David Bush, and I get to be your host and moderator today, and we're going to get a chance to introduce you to one of the top mortgage marketing gurus in the country. His name is Jeff Bush, and he's the owner of Overflow Works Marketing, and he is going to talk about something extremely popular nowadays, and it's going to be on the topic of how to advertise your mortgage company on Facebook. Jeff has been doing direct mail marketing and social media marketing now for almost 27 years, just really integrating now social media marketing and digital marketing into his comprehensive direct mail company, Overflow Works. And today he's going to talk about some really creative strategies on how to enhance response rates and closing ratios in regards to your direct mail, and how to leverage this amazing digital strategy of integrating with Facebook and social media marketing. Jeff, welcome to our presentation.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Dave.
Well, give us a little bit of a background on Overflow Works, just so that everybody has an idea of your background and your company.
Well, I've been doing lead generation, mainly direct mail marketing, as Dave said, for 27 years, mainly in the mortgage space. I've sold thousands of mortgage companies, direct mail and lead gen. I had a big mortgage company back in the 90s, Ditech, spend $10 million with me on direct mail. So just a long history of direct mail marketing. We actually sold a company in Orange County, California, back in the late 90s. And I had a non-compete, so I couldn't be in the direct mail business for 3 years. So I decided to go open up a mortgage company. So I opened a little mortgage company as a net branch in Temecula, California, and built it up from me and a processor to about 70 employees, doing about 150 loans a month, a warehouse line. We owned an escrow company. So I picked a good time to get in the mortgage business, the year 2000, and took it all the way through 2007. And then, the crash in 2008 kind of caused me to shut the company down and go back to my day job, I say, which was direct mail marketing. So went back and opened up Overflow Works, got back in the mail lead gen business, and we've been hitting that pretty hard since, I think it was 2008, 2009 that we opened the company. Been open about 8 years. We've doubled sales every year since we opened, 100% growth by doing direct mail for mortgage companies. So this slide you're seeing is a picture of our sales office in Murrieta, California, a picture of part of the team on our way to the horse races at Del Mar back in July. And then the picture on the right is our warehouse facility in Wildomar, California, where we do a lot of direct mail marketing. We own all the equipment. We print and mail about 3 million letters every month for 5 of the top 20 mortgage companies in America. So that's just some kind of history on Overflow, myself, the company, the facility.
Well, Jeff, let's talk a little bit more about the power of Facebook, because obviously there's a bunch of people here that are just dying to know about the new knowledge and technology that's available to really leverage social media marketing to a level that they've never known.
I read an article that in 2016, I think Facebook did $7 billion in advertising revenue. And then 2017 comes along and they do $27 billion in advertising, which is some pretty phenomenal growth. So they have turned on this engine. Facebook's officially an advertising company. There's 2 billion people active on Facebook, 1 billion log in every day. The notes here, 5 new profiles are added every second. So, the average usage, I hear anywhere from 30 to 50 minutes, depending on who you talk to. So 40 minutes a day on Facebook, scrolling through. So obviously it's a pretty powerful tool. It's engaging, people are on it, the majority of the people. So it becomes an awesome targeting tool. It's funny, this morning I was woken up at 4 a.m. by an earthquake. We're in California. It was a little one, 4.0 earthquake. My wife woke up. I didn't wake up. But this morning I turn on the news and they're interviewing people in Trabuco Canyon, South Orange County, where the epicenter of the earthquake was. And the first thing I saw was the husband saying, I slept through the earthquake, but I went on Facebook this morning like I always do, and all my friends were talking about the earthquake. It's just funny how let's go on Facebook and talk about the earthquake in California this morning. So it's a powerful tool, and we're excited to tie it into our mortgage company's marketing budgets and generate leads and funded loans.
Awesome. Well, we're going to do a quick poll here. So if you've navigated away from your computer really quickly, we'd love for you to come back and just cast a vote. We're kind of curious as we do this presentation, where do you spend the majority of your marketing dollars, just so that Jeff can cater his presentation to the people that are participating with us today. So if you can take a moment and cast your vote. Jeff, talk a little bit more about your movement towards learning digital media and how you could be able to leverage social media in your own personal business, and how some of the things that you're learning is really changing the game of how people are marketing in the future.
Yeah, so we are a mortgage direct mail advertising company. I mean, that's how I built the company. We landed 5 of the top 20 mortgage companies in America because we were able to go in and double their response rates on mail. And how do we double response rates on direct mail? We find the right data. So now that we have the data of the right FHA, VA conventional borrowers that are going to respond to any kind of an offer, and there's a need and a benefit to refinancing their loan, we start with the right data. So now that Facebook's out there and we take all this data and we can match it up on Facebook, how many minutes a day do you spend inside your mailbox? 30 seconds a day, and you're on Facebook for 30 minutes. So it just makes sense to take all this targeted data that we've been mailing letters to and cross-market them on Facebook. So that's kind of the basic idea is take the targeted data that people are mailing, FHA, VA loans, certain loan amounts, certain loan dates in certain counties, and then target on Facebook for all different types of products. So.
Well, we do have a nice mix of results here, Jeff. We've got people, 32% are doing direct mail, and that's where they're spending the majority of their marketing dollars. Have a lot that are doing referral marketing with realtors, not spending a lot of direct marketing or direct mail marketing, but also a decent amount are doing internet leads. So thanks everybody for participating in that poll. Jeff, let's go to the next slide and talk a little bit more about the different types of campaigns you can do.
Yeah, so Facebook is so limitless as far as what you can do, but we focused on 2 distinct areas. And one of them is the short-term event campaigns. So, it's really designed to, we go out and buy the data and we upload that data and find them on Facebook and market to them. So it's really designed to tie into an event or tie into your direct mail campaign. So if we mail a letter and it goes into their mailbox, and that same day we're posting on Facebook, so they see it on Facebook, and then they pull a letter out of the mailbox, and it kind of legitimizes the direct mail offer, raises the response, but also just going out digitally on Facebook, you can get a great response of click-throughs and internet leads generated on your own instead of buying them out from other companies like a Lending Tree or a Lower My Bills. You're basically generating your own internet leads, so they're exclusive to you. You're not buying something that's being sold 3 times that we all know is really sold 33 times. So kind of a short-term event campaign is the most experience we've had marketing these people on Facebook. But also the other side of it is the long-term nurture campaigns. We might want to take, the 1,000 loans that you funded over the last year and find all those people on Facebook and start, messaging them, whether it's static messages or video messages or asking for referrals, kind of working your customer database on Facebook and getting them to engage in you and push messages to them and valuable content.
So in terms of process, Jeff, I mean, this is kind of a strategy that you've put together that is kind of just a formula and an equation that you've seen great results on. So walk us through the steps, if you will.
So the first thing somebody has to decide is what loans do I want? Who do I want to reach on Facebook? And a lot of people might want to just reach their current customers. I know some of the big servicing companies are uploading their databases and matching on Facebook so they can start talking to customers, making their mortgage payments to them every month. So whether it's current customers and you just want to communicate with them and share information and stay in front of them, every day, or ask for referrals and try to get them to virally send out your message to friends and family. How many people, does the average person have on Facebook? And get that information referred around and to go viral and pick up more business from your existing customers or their influencers, their family, their friends. So that would be number one, kind of the lowest hanging fruit. But the thing we're really excited about is, let's say I just saw a guy that logged into the webinar from Amarillo, Texas. Okay. We can run a 10-mile radius around Amarillo, Texas, and find everybody that funded an FHA loan in the last 6 months to 2 years. And we go get their email address and cell phone number and find them on Facebook. So we can do a very targeted campaign to try to bring in new business, FHA, VA, conventional, second mortgage, reverse mortgage. So by purchasing the data up front in your market and then finding those people on Facebook, it's a very targeted campaign. Number 3 on the list is, if you want to find people that are renting apartments and try to market to them for first-time buyer loans, maybe you want to bring your real estate referral partners leads to try to get more business out of them. We can find renters on Facebook in certain cities and probably down to the apartment complex and certain rents. Number 4 is, the move-up buyer or the downsized buyer, is the biggest part of the purchase loan business. Can we find people that have lived in their home for 5 years and might be looking to move up because they had another child or they got a promotion at work and they're making more income? We can target on Facebook people that are moving up or people that, their 2 kids just turned 18 and 20 and they're going to downsize into a smaller home. So we're really excited about the purchase side of the business. Seniors with equity, reverse mortgages. We can go after seniors. It's amazing how much time seniors are spending now on Facebook for reverse mortgage loans.
Jeff, most of our participants are very familiar with funnel targeting, but walk us through just a little bit about this slide, and then we have another quick poll that we want to do.
Well, because we start with buying all this data and getting their email address, we like to email these people. It's so cheap that we can offer email marketing in addition to Facebook. So as they're going on Facebook and putting in information, we capture that and we kind of build this this lead gen program. So the funnel, pushing them to fill out the form, whether we use Facebook's form, submission form, or we build a custom one for you, or pushing them to your website. There's so many different options there. But, generating the lead first, getting the forms and the database together, pushing it into your CRM so that you can call them quickly when they fill out these lead forms, and obviously taking them to a sale.
Well, in terms of a real life scenario, Jeff, this is an example of one of the letters that you've offered with the 4 different ways to respond. Talk a little bit more about how this strategy played out.
So C2 Financial, just a client of ours, we do a direct mail piece to FHA borrowers, and we offer to not just call the toll-free number, but you can text us so that we get their cell phone number. They opt in for future text messaging. We build a personalized URL, a website for them. We also use the QR code. So it kind of gives these people 4 ways to respond on direct mail. But what's exciting is we mail these 10,000 letters to FHA borrowers. This is up in Oakland, Northern California area. Then we go get email addresses on, say, 6,000 people. And then we take that list of 6,000 and we find, say, 4,000 of them on Facebook. So now you can see the 2 circles where direct mail and Facebook are kind of crossing. You already bought the data and sent out direct mail. Now we can go find them on Facebook and post this same message, targeted FHA refi, get rid of your mortgage insurance, or streamline or cash out, and target that same person on Facebook.
Jeff, any issues with privacy or any other kind of concerns with trying to connect with people on Facebook? I mean, with Facebook, different privacy settings and things of that nature. That's one of the questions that one of our participants has, is that how do you overcome the privacy setting issues, and what's the actual connection rate?
So great questions. I just found out yesterday we tried to put a big personal loan company on Facebook, and Facebook just made a new rule that they will not take in a personal loan customer that charges over 36% interest rate. So Facebook is making kind of changes and rules, and I'm not up to date with 100% of them. But as far as taking our mailing list, finding them on Facebook and pushing them an ad, totally legal. There's nothing privacy about that. I don't think you could say, hey, you missed your mortgage payment last month and we're here to help. I mean, I think that there's going to be some rules on what we can really say to these people. But if we know they have a $250,000 FHA loan and we know they have 20% equity because they bought their house 2 years ago, we can certainly send a message about your FHA refinance, get rid of government mortgage insurance. So, we've been able to get pretty targeted in our ads. We haven't had anything rejected from Facebook. It just depends on how personal you're going to get and how much you're going to push that through. Everybody on this webinar is probably on Facebook and seeing the ads come through. My wife's in her mid 40s, and she's getting the skin cream and all the things that are targeted to women in their mid 40s. I mean, it's just amazing how targeted. And every website she goes to now, that company is finding her on Facebook and pushing ads through Facebook on different websites that she visited that she didn't buy something. It's pretty amazing. I'm sure everybody's seeing it. It's a little bit, sometimes it can be a little violating, and I think that there will be security and more privacy issues that come up. There's all kinds of things in courts right now, but what we're doing is legal and ethical and, not really pushing anything that's out of the norm.
So all of your ads are basically showing up inside of the Facebook ad column. It's not actually showing up in the actual news feed or on somebody's private wall. It's actually in the ad campaign section of Facebook. Is that correct?
Yeah, and I think things have recently changed where we're showing up in multiple places. Facebook just made some major changes, and they're trying to go get more revenue, so they're starting to open up where you can place these ads. And at the end of this webinar, if somebody wants more information on that, I'll get my digital marketing team. We've got 3 people in here that are doing this all day long. So real specific questions, I would defer to them and do a private demo to answer those types of questions, Dave.
Great. Jeff, talk a little bit more about campaign management and kind of the services that you're providing and the fees associated with that. And while you're doing that, I'm going to do another quick poll just to see kind of where our audience is spending their social media time, if they're actually using targeted social media ads or they're not using them.
Yeah, so this slide just kind of shows everything Overflow can do for your company to get you up on Facebook and have success with it. Somebody just asked a question about pricing. So here's the basic pricing of this is all of the money that you spend. I mean, most of it's going to go directly to Facebook through your account, and you're going to pay Facebook. I don't want any money from anybody. They're going to have their own account. We're just going to charge a 20% agency fee to help manage it. So if you spend $5,000 on Facebook, we're going to charge you $1,000. And what do you get for that $1,000? We build all the Facebook creative. We launch the ads. We do the campaign management, the lead gen captures. So everything listed on here is kind of what's included in our management fee. If somebody wants us to build videos and shoot videos, I mean, it could get more expensive than that. But we're basically going out saying, hey, we'll charge you a 20% agency fee, whatever you spend on Facebook, and you're going to spend that directly with them. So you know where your money's being spent. You have all the analytics. You have everything to yourself. But it's a 20% agency fee with like $1,000 minimum. We probably put 10, 15 hours into rolling out a campaign, depending on what your Facebook page looks like right now, how much help you need. So that's kind of the basic idea of pricing. If we're going to go out and buy data, we have to go out and buy a list of VA borrowers, that live in your state and have a certain loan amount, and they got their loan at a certain time or a certain amount of equity. So there's an additional charge to go out and buy the data, match it with emails, and match it to Facebook. So we can kind of walk through that again on a one-on-one demo if you want to see more information specifically on how much data do you have in our state. And I think we have a slide for that actually coming. So give you some ideas. Great.
Any minimums amount, Jeff, that you're currently requiring before you'll actually partner with an organization? Because I know you have 5 of the top 20 mortgage marketing company or mortgage companies out there in the country. So what is your minimum?
The minimum is $1,000 agency fee, which is 20% of $5,000. You really got to throw $5,000 at Facebook to generate 50 or 100 leads so that you can get a few loans funded. Our large mortgage companies are very happy that we have their cost per funded loan down to, $900 cost per funded loan. If you're making $5-6 grand a loan and you can spend $900 on, data and direct mail and Facebook. We've had campaigns that have gone down as low as $400 cost per funded loan. And sometimes it's up at $1,700, depending on, who's your target audience. Are you going after $1 million jumbo loans or $100,000 FHA loans? What state are you licensed in and marketing in? All that has an effect on response conversion and your ROI on that spend.
Great. Another question was that you're also doing, are you also doing outbound calling to those lists? And are you seeing any success stats on that in terms of not just mailing them, not just putting ads on Facebook, but also reaching out and doing some outbound calls to people that are not on the do not call list?
So great question. We have a 10-seat call center. So we have 10 telemarketers dialing data all day long, doing live call transfers to mortgage companies. The challenge with phone numbers, when we mail 10,000 letters and we go get a phone append, we only get about 1,000 people, 10% of the list that's not on the do not call list. And a lot of those phone numbers are home phone numbers, and people aren't answering their home phone, and they're letting it go to voicemail. So we have not had a lot of success on home phone number dialing, and 90% of America is now on the do not call list. But what's exciting about Facebook is once they give you their phone number, we can legally call it for 60 days. And most of the time when they go on these lead forms, they're putting their cell phone number into these forms. So cell phone numbers have like 5 times the quality as far as chances of somebody answering it. And we can text message them. So we do have a call center. We're doing probably 800 to 900 live call transfers a month to our mortgage clients. But the more phone numbers and the more cell phone numbers, the better telemarketing works. We believe in telemarketing. It's powerful, but phone numbers are hard to get, and quality phone numbers like cell phones are even tougher. So this Facebook lead gen is going to build your cell phone database so we can call more people and have a better success rate on the transfers.
Jeff, let's go through a couple of different examples of the different ads and the lead capture forms or the lead gen ads that you're doing on Facebook.
Yeah, so this is just some basic ideas of a lender that said, hey, I want to reach out to 100,000 people with a VA mortgage on Facebook. So we went out and bought a huge list of VA borrowers, matched up to Facebook, and started posting ads. So the ad on the left, kind of basic interest rate APR. It's a really low rate. It's I think a 3-1 ARM on a VA loan. So it gets a lot of clicks. And then using the Facebook lead capture form on the right side, something that was kind of interesting. A lot of times we would, post the ad on Facebook and try to get them to go to our client's website to fill out their lead form on their website. But what we found is people don't like leaving Facebook. They don't want to exit out of Facebook and go to another website and then have to come back to Facebook to finish looking at family photos. So we had a lot of success, using the Facebook form so they could stay on Facebook. And it's pretty basic, name, phone number, email address. But that's just kind of a basic example of a VA targeted Facebook ad. Now we also have the opportunity to go into different people on Facebook that are in groups in the Marine Corps, groups in the Navy, but we might not know if they currently have a VA loan or what the mortgage balance is like we do when we buy the data. But we're testing some things where we just go out on Facebook to groups of people in a certain division of the military with real specific ads. So it's pretty endless as far as the opportunity. Here's another ad that we did to FHA borrowers. So we found a list of FHA borrowers that opened their loan a year and a half ago, and they have 15% equity in their property. So we go after them and say, hey, get rid of your expensive government FHA mortgage insurance. So they see this on Facebook, or streamline your FHA loan to a lower rate, cash out. So just different, pretty simple ads, not a lot of space to it. Whether you're going to advertise a rate and an APR, because if we do that, Regulation Z, it's a trigger term. Now we've got to have a huge disclaimer. So these are just some of the ads that we've tested for FHA and VA that we're having some success with.
Great. I know that you have been a big proponent of this newfound powerful data source. Talk a little bit more about how you're using internet leads and combining those with direct mail and social media advertising.
So if we go buy a public record list from the title company and we clean it up and we mail it, or if we go to the credit bureau, Experian, Equifax, TransUnion, and we buy a list of 640 FICO VA borrower, the average response rate in the nation, you mail 10,000 letters, you're getting 30 phone calls. The average response rate on direct mail is 0.3. But what we found is if we went out and bought a list of people who filled out a lead form and said, hey, I'm interested in refinancing my VA or my FHA loan. When we mail 10,000 letters, we get 90 calls. So we took a 0.3 response all the way up to 90. So triple the response rate. And what's powerful about these lead forms we buy, they're 30-day-old internet leads. So they're aged so that the price goes from $10, $20, $40 down to $1. We buy these leads, we mail them, but we also have emails and phone numbers on these lists, so we can, find those people on Facebook with these internet leads that we're buying. So it's pretty powerful to both direct mail and then find these people on Facebook and do that dual advertising, or just Facebook or just direct mail. A lot of clients are starting to tie in both.
So just a couple of quick questions from our participants, Jeff, is that you're a full service marketing agency, so you can do a la carte options. So if somebody wants to just do direct mail or just do live call transfers or just do social media, they can do any option they want, or they can do a more integrated campaign. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. We do start to finish. We've got 3 full-time graphic designers. We've got 3 full-time digital people that are working on all this. We have about 60 employees total. So if they want to just do some design work, they want to buy some data, they want to do calls, we can do all or any of that. So I'd love to talk to some people about that.
Great. Well, as we wrap up here, we had some great questions, and thanks everybody for participating. Jeff, talk about a couple of next steps that they can take in this special bonus gift that you had for everybody that moved to the next step.
Yeah, so about 9 months ago, when I started getting really excited about targeting on Facebook, I found this book, and I'm going to show it to you right now. This book is, I don't know, Dave, I can't see it. So I don't know if everybody else can see it, but my camera's not on, I guess.
Yeah, looks good.
You can see it. Okay. So the book is called The Four, F-O-U-R, and it's all about, Facebook, Google, Apple, and Amazon and how they're taking over the world. It's written by Scott Galloway, who I believe a New York Stern College professor that studied these companies. But there's a chapter in here, the 4th chapter, all about Facebook and the power of marketing on Facebook and how much it's growing. So, if somebody calls here and does a demo and they're, showing an interest in doing some business with us, I'll ship them a free copy of this book. So it's an awesome book about what's happening, in the world, and specifically chapter 4 on Facebook. We've shipped this book out to all of our big clients. Pretty excited about the information in it and where everything's going.
Great. For those of you that want to go ahead and schedule a demo just to learn more about the services that OverflowWorks offers, you can just go to overflowworks.com. Jeff, what's the best phone number to reach if they just want to give a person a call right now? Because I know that you do have sales representatives and marketing specialists standing by.
Our toll-free number, the 800-784-5194 is a good phone number to call, but it'd probably be better to, go on our website and just fill out a quick lead form, and we can route it out and just kind of give us an idea of what you're looking for, so we make sure the right person can call you and set up a time to chat. You can send me an email. It's Jeff Bush, JEFFBUSH @overflowworks.com, and I'll respond to you directly. We've got 25 salespeople, 3 managers that are putting all these campaigns together that are pretty versed on all this. So I'd love to get in touch with them, have some conversations, be fun.
Great. Well, thanks everybody for joining us today for this exciting webinar on how to market your mortgage company on Facebook. For more information, go to overflowworks.com. And if you have additional questions or concerns, we will send out an email copy of this presentation to everybody that registered. And if you have more questions, you can reach out to overflowworks.com. Thanks everybody. And thanks Jeff for sharing your knowledge today.
Thanks, Dave.